This is a Glassbox Media podcast.
Yeah. I'm not hungover, but I did not sleep well at all last night. I was like, Anthony came home at like 3 a.m. and I was just like...
So he did not fall asleep under his desk at work?
He did not. That I know of. He could have also done that. Like,
It's
honestly.
a little nappy.
Yeah.
Aww.
Might be why he came home at 3.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to take a quick nap.
No, I got a little Buckets the Clown last night.
Woo.
Yeah.
We got toasty.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. I drank so much wine.
Yeah.
I showed up late into the night and I was like, what did I just walk into?
Yeah.
I was not prepared.
No.
I was like one glass of wine deep. I was like, God, I should have pre-gamed.
Yeah, no, we pre-gamed the pregame because, I have a boyfriend now.
Yay. God, you look like you're so uncomfortable.
I know, but so listeners, my boyfriend came over to my place last night and he met my friends for the very first time. We were both really nervous. And so we pre-gamed.
Gotta get these nerves out.
Going to dinner and pre-gamed more.
At dinner.
Yeah. And then post-gamed over here.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
It was wow, wee, wee, wow.
Yeah.
It was loud.
And we were loud.
It was
We were
loud. Very loud. I was I'm always in apartments. I'm always like, part of my brain is always with the neighbors. Like I'm always like, oh God, I hope that this is okay. Like, I hope that they're not
the
upset.
two neighbors that we would annoy, our upstairs neighbor and our next door neighbor, both have our phone number, and we all have a very good, strong understanding of like just text.
Yeah, please text.
Yeah, just text.
If
Yeah.
we're being
If we're-
obnoxious.
I always, especially because our neighbors next door to us
Have a baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she always is like, we can never fucking hear you. So I'm like, great,
nice,
great, good grin.
Maybe the sound of drunken shenanigans just lulls the baby just
Right
right
to
to sleep.
sleep.
It actually like likes it. It's like, oh, cozy.
Yeah.
Feels like home.
Oh my God, you guys. Speaking of babies,
Okay.
I have a fucking wild story to
shit.
tell you.
Proceed.
Okay.
Because I got DM'd yesterday by a listener.
That sounds so funny, by the way.
I know. Laura Lee, who I love, she was like, girl, you have to listen to this podcast. It's called Female Criminals.
Okay.
This particular episode was about a woman named Mary Toff in the 1700s, birthed 17 rabbits.
Oh, there's a lore episode about that.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, there was a lore episode about
and like
that.
pieces of tabby cats and all kinds of shit. Basically, she was like so poor and she was like trying to like support her family. So like her mother-in-law was shoving rabbits up her vagina and she like fooled like the king's physician and all this stuff. Like people were like, oh my God, she's birthing rabbits because she's like so hungry and obsessed with rabbit that it's making her birth these rabbits. Wild. Wild.
Have no words.
I know.
I am shook.
Can you imagine stuffing a fucking rabbit up your vagina?
No. No. No.
No. A million times
No. No. I hate this. Wait. So was she trying to be like get money for this?
Yeah, I think she did. I
Yeah.
think that they supported like her family.
Her rabbit family?
No, her family.
She had like a real family.
Because they were like so hungry. Like they were like poor, like super poor.
They're like 1700s poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like this is like tabloid, fodder for the day,
Yeah. Dude, can you
I hate this.
I
can't remember what happened. Yeah, there was like a lore episode about it, and everybody was like, what the fuck?
Well, like,
and then it was revealed at some point that it was like a hoax.
Yeah.
They definitely did not say in lore that she shoved rabbits up her vagine.
Yeah, no, they went into depth in this episode.
I don't understand how that's possible. Like baby rabbits, like little rabbits.
Well,
How'd they survive?
It's no. I mean,
I think they weren't. They were dead.
They were
so
dead.
they're all stillborns.
They're all stillborn, exactly.
Whoa.
But yeah, I mean, like at one point, like in the very beginning, it was like pieces. So it was just like pieces of rabbit and pieces of.
I'd be like, I'm
pieces
sorry,
of
mom.
cats.
Mom. You
like there's an
also have a
infection.
vagina, so why don't you shove rabbit parts up your own vagina?
Exactly.
Because like you shouldn't. That's child abuse.
Well, yeah, infection is like definitely. That's
You got toxic shock from that.
yeah. Oh, for sure. Oh my god.
Oh, I hate it.
All right. So speaking of small furry animals,
no, I don't want to.
I got a body crumb message.
Oh no.
PM in my DMs. Yes, and she says, "Quick body crumb story. I tried to keep my daughter's umbilical cord. When it finally fell off, it freaked me out so bad I threw it and squealed, which alerted the cat. And yes." The cat was much quicker than I was. You're welcome.
Oh my god.
So the cat ate the umbilical cord.
Oh god. Too hungover for these stories this morning.
Can you fucking imagine? Like, anytime that cat ever like licks you again, you're just like, oh.
I saw
Don't lick me.
Villain, my cat, when we lived in South Beach, like our apartment didn't have cockroaches. They had little lizards. They're little lizards that are like all over. And Villain was happy about it. But yeah, at one point,
all the lizards.
He like turned to me at one point and he had like a lizard
tail
tail
squiggling
hanging out of his mouth. And I was like,
I hate it. Oh, demon.
it was terrible.
Oh, okay. So speaking of demons.
Oh my god. We're real good at
Did
this
you
segue.
guys see the picture? Okay, it's not like demons, but the first thing I thought whenever someone shared this, when I saw the picture, the first thing I thought was that guy from Ancient Aliens, where he's just like, aliens. It was like what I thought.
Yeah.
Did you see the pictures of all of the penis worms?
Yeah.
The penis fish?
I don't like it.
Oh, I hate it. I was like, those look
I
like aliens for
it.
sure.
Dude,
The fuck out of here.
how scary is the ocean though? For real.
it's
Can
the
we all
scariest.
talk about how banana sandwich?
We know how much I don't enjoy going to the beach. Try getting me on a beach now, motherfuckers.
Try.
Try.
The ocean is fucking super scary because
It's so
also
scary.
recently someone shared an article about like a 30-foot long shark. So a huge shark has teeth marks around its neck. So what was so
is
big
bigger?
that bit it? Like than that?
What,
Because you're looking at this 30-foot shark next to a person and it's like massive.
Yeah.
And then thinking about like something tried to eat that.
Oh my god.
I
That's-
definitely drank too much last night to
to engage in this kind of you look terrified right now.
No, the ocean's fucking scary.
shooketh.
Honestly, the ocean is terrifying. But the penis fish, I just couldn't. Like,
And
they're
not
worms,
fish,
I
they're
guess.
worms, right.
Yeah, but
they do look like a fucking cock and ball.
they
do.
They
It's so
really,
gross.
really
Singular
do.
ball.
Yeah, one ball.
It's like a
And it's
one
really
balled wonder.
ugly too.
Yeah.
Like, if that was like it was just ugly.
It's creepy. Can you imagine?
Ugh.
And they were like littered all over the beach. Imagine seeing them en masse. Like,
Can you imagine stepping on one?
So squishy.
do they move?
So
at all?
squishy.
Are they dead when they wash up? Like, I've got questions. Do they wiggle around like worms?
I hate it.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
awful.
God.
Honestly, truly.
I can't crawl in my skin any further.
No
than I am currently.
bueno.
What else is going on this week?
Did you see that thing that someone posted in our Facebook group about that bodybuilder who's trying to marry his sex doll? I read the entire article.
No, you didn't.
I
Okay,
sure
good.
did.
Then share with us because
hold on, let me pull it up.
don't have enough.
I read the
That's
the
it.
title and I was
Same.
like,
I can't.
I'm out.
I can't. I'm good.
I don't like this.
No, moving on.
Yeah,
think-
it's super fucking weird.
I think I posted like a Schitt's Creek gif of David being like, "What?
What? So there's this actor, Yuri Tolochko, and he's an actor and a bodybuilder, and he has a partner named Margot, and he loves her so much that they're going to get married.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, this article is so fucking weird because he really, really, really talks about her like she is a person. Like he's like, she has a waitressing job and we met at a bar. And after all this stuff came out about her, she got really self-conscious about her look. So I took her to a plastic surgeon. Like he took her to like a clinic for people to like have work done.
What is that movie? Lars and the
Real Girl? Like,
what
and
kind
honestly,
of shit is this?
it's kind of sad, to be honest. Like she's got her own Instagram. He's like talking about how like she's an Instagram influencer. She has her own Instagram.
Are we not following?
Oh,
this
I'm
yet?
100% going to find it and look at it. But it's just like, what is that? Like, what is it?
Is that objectum sexual?
I think it has to be where you personify something that's not real. But he's gone a step further in that he's actually created like an entire life around this being, because like what kind of like cognitive dissonance exists that you're able to actually think like she has an Instagram whenever you have to be the one taking all the pictures, uploading all the pictures, and writing all the captions.
Right.
Like, how can you?
Where is his family?
I don't know. Like, isn't that it's
so
bizarre, but it's
weird.
also really sad when you think
loneliest
about
thing.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And
And
he's actually like not a bad looking dude.
No, he's not my type, but he's not a bad looking guy. And like, I mean, he's an actor. He's a bodybuilder. I have no doubt he could find a living, breathing girlfriend. And the relationship doesn't even seem to be that good because he's like, I want to put a ring on it despite our constant quarrels. And I'm like, well, if you're fucking fighting all the time with your inanimate
says
girlfriend. Yeah.
She might say no if they fight
She
all the time.
might.
She probably will say no.
And he's like, but he recognizes at times. It's so fucking weird reading the article because he's like, she has a waitressing job, so he obviously thinks she can have a job and that she's a person, but he recognizes that she can't walk on her own. Because he's like, she needs a lot of help at her waitressing job because she can't walk on her own. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm so confused.
No. What if you went
Cassie's on the floor.
into a fucking Chili's and that dude like came by and like holding the doll and that was your fucking waitress?
I feel like you're going to get queso spilled on you that way. Like, she can't hold a tray.
she can't talk.
Like, how does she take your order? I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
What?
It's wild.
That's bonkers.
It's so wild.
I'm going to let you guys have this whole episode. I have no words for any of the things that we were fucking talking about.
know.
This is
the wildest,
craziest shit.
Weirdest
We're talking
opening we've ever
rabbit
had.
births.
Oh my god. Cats eating body crumbs.
Speaking of lonely, did you guys see the thing about the grandma who was like, oh, I want to, who needs like a rental grandma for the holidays? She's like, I'm lonely. It's the saddest thing. God, it was on Craigslist.
Cannot.
So this woman in Tulsa, Oklahoma,
On Craigslist, that adds a whole layer of like
put like this ad on Craigslist
depression.
saying like who needs a grandma for the holidays, basically. And she's like, I don't have any family anymore and I'm lonely. And she like made this whole ad and then like edited it because she was like, because due to like people being fucking horrible monsters.
Oh well, Craigslist
people
is the worst place.
were giving her like shit responses and like being assholes, and so she deleted it. Well, this one woman saw it and was like, this guy saw it and he was like, I put another Craigslist post up and was like, searching for this grandma to spend the holidays with, basically. So I don't know any updates beyond that, but
that
I'm like,
makes me so fucking sad.
I need
heartbreaking.
to look into that because I want the update next week. That would be like I want the Christmas miracle.
Please,
the happy ending of like that fucking chick
With the
text-
Thanksgiving.
the Thanksgiving.
Oh,
They still do.
that thing
do it
makes me
every
happy.
year.
So happy.
Yes.
But my mom always used to talk about whenever she was a teenager, she was involved in a program that was like adopt a grandparent. And so like she had like adopted grandparents at like a nursing home. So she would like go every week and spend time with them. Like, and I was just like, that's such a sweet, I've never heard of anyone else doing that. I'm sure there are programs, but like what
we did
a
it through our
sweet
church as kids.
Oh,
Our
really?
youth group used to go to the nursing home all the time.
We used to go on Halloween to trick or treat there.
Oh, totally.
And we would go on Christmas to sing carols.
Yeah. we
But
did that at school.
did you see a while ago there was a video that was circulating that there's a place, I think they do it in Europe, but also somewhere here in the United States adopted it, where it was a nursing home / kindergarten.
Oh, I saw that. That
And-
is the most amazing thing.
So it was like, yeah, like
love it.
old people hanging out with like 5-year-olds.
I love
and
it.
like helping them like with their drawings and spelling and stuff. And I was like, oh my God.
My nieces, I'm convinced, saved my dad's life because, like, you know, he's had health problems and not been doing well, and he got really, really, really bad off. And then Julia started popping out little girls, and it just like
Snapped right back.
yeah, rebounded him.
my
And
God,
there's
that's-
something
I think
beautiful between that relationship. You know, there's something that both
It's a will to
parties,
live, right?
yeah, both parties
Oh,
really
yeah.
benefit from
I had
it.
such a wonderful relationship with my grandpa. We had like a really special relationship.
Yeah,
So
that's
there is
awesome.
something about like, granddaughters and grandpas. It's the only relationship I can speak to, but I'm sure grandparents and grandchildren.
Yeah.
So sweet.
I think it would be
want to do something. I wonder if we can talk to Dawn.
Oh,
You know, if she
yeah.
knows
Oh,
anyone.
yeah.
Because it makes me. The idea of being alone for the holidays is sad for like anything, but like being like an old person going on Craigslist and trying to be an I just
I
cannot
will come
Devastating.
over
with
and
that.
read stories to you.
Devastating.
Yes.
I will come over and hang out.
I think it would be cool. You were talking about like a nursing home that was connected to a kindergarten. I think it'd be cool to have a nursing home that was also maybe like a adoption center, pet adoption center.
Oh,
How cool would that be?
amazing.
Oh, yeah,
Because pets, I
The
mean,
best.
the best.
Oh, pets are the best. Well, I guess we should say that this is my worst date.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
I'm Cassie.
I never do that, but
Yeah.
hi.
On this rare occasion.
Okay, so I had an idea for our fuck, marry, kill.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
So I got irrationally offended on Facebook because someone made a post about how Adam Driver isn't hot and Hollywood needs to stop convincing us that he's hot and just let it go. And I opened the comments expecting everybody to be like, nah, bitch, Adam Driver's super hot. And then I read the comments and everybody was like, yeah, no. There's like 2 people that were like, I think he's hot. So I made a post on our Facebook page and I was like, everybody show me your like hot takes, like controversial people that you think are hot that other people don't think are hot.
Yeah.
We've done one.
Have
like
we
this.
done this?
We've done one like this before, but I have new hot takes and I have new freshies.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. So Adam Driver has to be mine because
Okay.
people fall in one of 2 camps, like always. It's always the people like with Adam Driver, it's like people who are like, yeah, no, obviously he's hot. And then it's people who are like, absolutely fucking not.
I feel like I'm in the middle of the road on this one. I'm probably maybe the rare bird who's kind of like I can see why people think he's hot. I'm on the fence. I saw him in Girls or originally, and
See, I never
like him. I
watched
think he's
Girls.
I think he's a great actor, and I get the appeal, but it's just
Not for you.
I mean, it's not like I just don't have an opinion one way or the other. Like I don't think of him either way. Like he's very.
I feel I kind of feel the same way. I don't think he's like ugly, but I also don't think that he's hot. So
Interesting. All
Yeah.
right.
Give
Well,
or take.
what would yours be?
Well, per the post, I put down that I think J.J. Abrams is hot. I think he's so fucking
I think he's
hot.
cute.
I don't think he's cute.
Adrian Brody is, or not Adrian Brody, the piano guy.
Adrian Brody.
Adrian
yeah,
Brody.
I think he's totally hot.
I think he's hot
but
too.
I think that a lot of people think he's hot. I think J.J. Abrams may be a hotter take.
I think J.J. Abrams is a hotter take to me.
I think he's so. I don't know what it is. He's so sexy.
Amazing.
I don't know.
I loved some of the responses we were getting on that thread.
Seth
like there
Rogen.
were Seth Rogen, I get
it.
it was the person who was like, and look, he seems like a wonderful, nice human being. But somebody who was like Steve Buscemi in Ghost World, I was like, whoa,
that might be the hottest.
That's like
take.
the hottest take I've ever heard.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. Yeah.
like God bless him. He seems like the nicest person,
totally.
but like not hot at all.
Yeah. No, he's not. No, I can't get behind that.
Not at all.
I don't know who my not hot. I mean, I like a bunch of like nerdy guys, but I don't feel like. I mean,
Yours
like,
was Crispin Glover Crispin.
oh yeah,
Was it?
Yeah.
Crispin Glover. Yeah.
I would say like John Oliver.
Aw,
A lot of
cute.
people. I mean, like objectively, not hot. You know, but I kind of think he is. I think John Oliver's hot.
I feel like you've done John Oliver before.
I don't think so. Maybe when we did like late night host or something.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't think for this. So I think you can use him again. So we have 3 dark-haired
Yeah.
gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them like, I think that's the thing. They're all unique.
John Oliver,
They're
J.J.
unique looking. Yeah.
Abrams, and Adam Driver.
Okay, I know what I'm going to do, actually.
Okay, fuck, marry, kill. Okay.
I'm going to fuck Adam Driver.
Okay.
He's tall.
Yep.
He's buff. Feel like he could just toss you around.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, I watch Girls, so.
I didn't watch Girls, which I
Yeah.
think Girls ruined him for a lot of people. So, like,
He had a spicy sex life.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
when you said that, I'm like, yeah.
You'd have fun. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you're gonna have a good time.
We know what that
gonna
looks
have
like.
a good time. So I'm gonna fuck Adam Driver. I'm gonna marry John Oliver because smart. I like his self-deprecating humor. I think that he's really, really smart, and he makes so many jokes on his show where he talks about his own looks, and he's like, "I know I'm not hot, but I kind of like that. I like that he does that, and I feel like we'll have very stimulating discussions. So I'm going to marry John Oliver, and I don't get the J.J. Abrams being hot. Very talented director. But
Dude,
I'm going to kill
you
J.J.
would
Abrams.
have
I
a massive house.
Yeah.
Because he got
Yes.
that freaking Star Wars money.
Oh, hell
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
he does. And Star Trek money, which
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
here for. So anyway, I get it. Not everybody's JJ.
It's just
Abrams.
not
I
my.
get it.
It's just not my style. I would love to go to dinner with J.J. Abrams for sure. I'd hang with him.
I'm gonna marry him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna marry him. I like that Star Trek, Star Wars money. I think he's so fucking attractive, and he's got to be so intelligent, so brilliant.
Yeah. And actually,
I love smart.
I love a writer.
There you go.
I got a big thing for writers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to fuck him and carry on like a 3-year affair.
Ah,
So,
wow.
Oh wow,
3
long
years.
term.
3 years. We will write
Specifically.
to each other.
Okay,
I will.
dearest JJ.
I will inspire some sort of great work of his. Yeah,
okay.
that will be fantastic. So fucking him for 3 years. Marrying John Oliver.
Okay.
Feel really bad about, cheating on him with J.J.
Yeah.
Abrams. And then
Not that bad.
killing Adam Driver.
Okay.
So
Understood.
Well, I'm, as I said, gonna marry JJ Abrams. Well, yeah, say no more.
Who?
I'm gonna fuck Adam Driver because again,
It looks
I
like
watch
fun.
Girls.
Yeah, I
And,
think you're gonna climb that like a tree.
I'm gonna.
He's like
a
6'6".
motherfucking spider monkey over there. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Also, like I saw him IRL like at the Marriage Story Talkback session, and I don't know. Anthony was like, "Oh, I don't like his like."
I don't like his voice.
I don't mind his
I don't
voice
mind his
actually.
voice. think
I don't
he's got
mind it.
Kind of a deep, sexy voice.
Yeah, and I actually kind of liked it
Yeah.
in person. And Anthony didn't love his like stream of consciousness the way that he would like talk, but I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like, creatives do that kind of thing, and I'm like, you could have interesting conversations with that person.
And for me, it's just sex, so I don't have to listen to him talk long.
Also true. Yeah.
And then I gotta kill John Oliver. I'm sorry. I think he's very funny, and I love nerds. But
you don't want to fuck him.
Just not your cup of tea.
It's just not my cup of tea.
Understood.
Yeah.
We all have different
not my
takes.
cup of
That's
nerd.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like our takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Wow. Not very Christmassy, but
Well,
No,
but
it's okay. We have one more.
We have one more. I think it's coming
It'll-
out on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
sheesh.
So that'll be our Christmassy fuck, marry, kill. So if you guys have suggestions on,
Ooh.
because I know we were racking our brain because we've already done Santa Claus and we could do Santa Claus again. There are different Santas.
Right.
But if you guys have holiday suggestions for a fuck, marry, kill, let us know for sure.
I think we should do like those like old school like holiday movie.
I
things,
can't do
like-
that. We discussed
like
this already.
The George Bailey or whatever.
Oh,
from, like,
okay.
It's a Wonderful, like those old school, like Miracle on 34th Street.
I
Like,
haven't watched that movie.
oh man,
You've
I
never
have to-
seen It's a Wonderful Life?
No. Or a Miracle on
Anthony had
30.
never seen it until, I made him watch it a couple years ago.
Is it Jimmy Stewart? or
Jimmy
whatever?
Stewart.
I love Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah. I love Miracle on 34th Street, but it is long AF.
It
like they
is.
take forever to get to the point.
I've seen Meet Me in St. Louis.
I love Meet Me in St. Louis.
I just watched that for the first time like probably four or 5 years ago.
I fucking love Meet Me in St. Louis. That's one of my favorites.
Well, I just love what's her name?
Judy Garland.
Julie Garland and that.
She's great.
Which for somebody who very hot take does not like The Wizard of Oz.
Ooh.
I know. I'm sorry.
You and Madigan are
I
going to
was just
fight.
gonna say I'm sorry, Madigan. I thought that movie was fucking scary when I was a kid, and I did not like it. I did not.
I loved
like
it when I was a kid.
And I lived in like tornado countries.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like, I mean, we had a tornado hit literally up my very, very short street from my house. I'm not.
But you know
I was
what?
not-
If a tornado picks up your house and drops you in a like fairy tale land, kind of best case scenario. Like,
On top of a witch. Dude, oh my God. I was explaining to Dude Face. You want to hear the craziest childhood fear? So you know when like your arms and your legs hang over the bed, like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
afraid of whatever
demons.
Yep, it's gonna
demons.
eat you.
Okay, I was never afraid of something under my bed. I was afraid of guillotines coming down from the ceiling and chopping off any body part that was hanging
You know
over the
what?
bed.
This is what happens when you watch The Reanimator at 5. Because like that's such a weird, irrational
a
fear. Like where did
weird-
that come from?
ceiling guillotines. Where did that come from?
Amazing.
I don't know. That
Amazing.
I thought you were going to go the route of because I had such a real like strong fear of demons. Like whenever I was a kid, that under the bed, yes, like not monsters, like fucking demons,
Demons, of
or
course.
in the corners
ghosts.
of my room,
Oh,
like
yeah.
in like the shadowy dark corners at
That is
night,
where
or
the
on
ghosts
the
live.
in the ceiling. Yeah, that's where I thought you were going.
No,
fucking
no,
guillotines.
ceiling guillotines.
Ah, yes. The notorious ceiling. Okay, but I'm gonna say it. I'm a fucking grown ass adult, and I still will not let a fucking limb or a thing hang over the side of
No,
the bed.
same.
Not because
Same.
of ceiling guillotines. Demons. Still.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Still. 41 years
Yeah,
old.
I'm completely like I don't consider myself to be highly religious anymore because I do feel like my demon fear stemmed from like being pretty religious. I don't consider myself to be highly religious. Still, in my weaker moments, like if it's dark and I'm alone, I'll be like, "But what if demons?"
What if demons?
And
Ghosts usually for me.
freaking closet door closed.
Always.
Closed always.
100%.
And my bedroom
Always.
door. I'm not leaving my bedroom door
Always.
open
Oh, I leave my
either when I
bedroom door
sleep.
open.
Oh, scary.
I like knowing what's coming. I feel like it's less, I don't know, it's easier for the demons to escape if the door's open. So.
See. Mhm.
The other thing,
I feel like it's harder for them to enter.
I
So we
like-
have an opposite.
we'll still sleep with hoodie overhead and blanket all the way to the neck. I need to breathe, but I don't want the ghosts getting in.
Otherwise, don't want to be exposed.
Yeah, it keeps the ghosts out.
So when you're sleeping in a hotel room, like, are you a tucker or an untucker, like Seinfeld style, where you're like, do you want to stay like encapsulated like a cocoon?
Oh, I
Because
don't
they
move.
always
Yeah.
tuck the beds like in, and some people pull the sheets out, and some people just leave them.
I only do it on my one side. Just where I'm sleeping, and I don't retuck it or anything. I only pull up the one side. I don't fluff the whole bed. I just pull up the one side. When I get out of bed, you can literally see the exact spot that I slept in and never moved from.
That is so bizarre to me because I move so much. in
I
my
know.
sleep.
I sleep like a crazy person.
Yeah, I sleep like a wildling.
like it's bananas. Like
Yeah.
I wake up usually, with my head in one corner, arms all akimbo, legs all akimbo. Like I take up the whole bed.
My grandma used to say that I was a wild sleeper because she used to like whenever I would stay with her, she would like braid my hair before I went to bed, and then she would always put like a do-rag on, and in the morning it was like,
always
off.
Yeah.
It was gone. Like, you know, I'm just like, I'm sorry. Like,
And it's gone.
yeah.
Well, this was a wild opening.
It was. Look, I mean,
Welcome.
You guys want to take 5 and we'll come back with stories?
yes. And we're back.
Hey.
All right. So I'm going to go first this week.
Since you got the crazy in love.
I do have oh my God. I'm so excited about my crazy in love.
I know you texted us earlier this week. I'm super stoked about it.
I know.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking. It's wild. And I don't think you guys know it either.
Nice.
So that makes me even
I love
more
that.
excited.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this story I found says this is, I think, possibly from a thread that you have been on, because it sounds like it was from like somebody who waits tables. Like the service one.
Yes.
It's,
I love that.
and like stories that they've
So
encountered. So this person says, my bar has 2 floors, and on this night I was working upstairs. A couple came up with beers they had already bought and sat in my section. I go to introduce myself. Girl seems nice. Guy says nothing, just stares at his beer. They eventually get another round, and as I'm dropping off their drinks, I hear the guy slur out, "Thank you very much." Fuck.
Oh no.
He's wasted. It was just beer anyway, nothing too strong, but it will be his last round.
He was
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake wasted, as we will now refer to it.
Yes. Or was it
White Castle.
White Castle
White
wasted?
Castle wasted.
WCW.
I go about my business for a while. At one point, I glance up at their table. The girl is gone, and the guy looks like all hell. I thought to myself, damn, he looks like he's about to. And right then, he hurls.
Oh.
Not a lot came out, and he tried to pass it off as though he was coughing. But I saw enough pour out of his mouth onto his chair and the floor. I grabbed my bar back and a trash can. Bar back gets to work cleaning on the vomit. And this person's like, I love you, D, wherever you are.
Oh.
And I put the trash can in front of the guy. I told him to go to the bathroom, take the can with you on the way, and then get the fuck out. He says nothing, just stares at his phone for a while, then gets up and leaves. I race around looking for his date. I found her at the bar trying to pay for her tab. I tap her in the shoulder and try to tell her about her date. But when she turned around, her face told me everything. The shame and the embarrassment that glazed over her might make one think she was the one who tossed her cookies. That's when she told me this was their first date. They had
Oh my
met
God.
through a mutual
Get
friend.
your shit together,
And
sir.
she really didn't know him at all. Oh my God.
no.
My bartender and one of our awesome regulars overheard. We paid her tab.
Oh.
She ended up staying at the bar hanging out for a while as the aforementioned regular bought her more drinks. She was a real nice lady.
Oh. What happened to the guy?
It's funny.
I hope he's
Dude.
live. I hope
Yeah. He
oh my
deuced the fuck
God.
out.
Oh my God.
Dude, can you
Which is
imagine
what the
showing
guy
up?
from your story last week should have done. Just
Yeah,
leave.
just nope.
Thank you.
Honestly.
Just leave.
Just leave.
Yeah, you're on a first date.
Just-
Honestly, you can apologize for it later. She probably doesn't want to hang out with you anyway.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's that song, man. You gotta know when to
When
hold them.
'em.
Know when to fold them. Yeah.
Know when to walk away and know when to run.
I wonder
Sir.
I wonder how old they were, because I feel like that's somebody you learn your tolerance and like what you can
They
handle.
called her
you
a
know?
really nice lady, so it makes me feel like she might be a little older and too old to be having these shenanigans.
Yeah.
From what it
God.
sounds like to me.
Yeah.
That's No.
No.
That's a
Don't
no,
get
thank you.
sloppy in public.
It's sloppy AF.
Yeah. Okay. I found mine on Reddit, and she says, like everything in life, farts have a time and a place.
Amen.
However, I never realized that in the wrong time and place, flatulence had enough power to alter my course in history.
Oh Lord.
Well, if it can, it's the third date with the man of your dreams.
Oh shit.
And if it makes his eyes burn. If God destined us to be together, I was one silent but deadly away from foiling his plans.
Oh my
no.
God. Oh no.
You guys ready?
Oh, I don't know.
It was about 5 years ago. I was trying to lose a few pounds, so I was staying away from carbs. That's when I met my husband, Rob. On our first date, he booked the next 2. He liked me. I liked him. Things were looking real good. He picked me up in a Cobra Mustang, and his pathetic attempt to win me over with a car totally worked.
Yes.
I'm not shallow, but since I spent most of my 20s picking men up because I didn't want my hair to frizz in their non-air conditioned jalopies on 3 wheels and a 15-year-old spare, I welcomed his fancy sports car with open arms.
Yeah, she did. She's like, I'm going to marry this motherfucker.
Exactly.
Right here.
She's like, this
Lock
is my
it in.
husband, Rob.
First date.
We arrived at the restaurant and Rob was ordering food I hadn't allowed myself to eat in years. I didn't want to be that girl, so I ate, drank, and oh, was I merry.
Always be that girl. Listen, we had this conversation about the vegetarian who ate meat after years.
Yeah.
Like, your body isn't used to it anymore, and it's going to react weirdly.
Violently.
Yeah.
Later, we shopped a bit. Rob surprised me by buying an expensive pair of shoes that he caught me eyeing. Was this love?
Yes, that's love. That's exactly what that
Cassie,
is.
like,
Yes,
I
a
mean,
fancy car.
Yeah, you're like, things. Yes. Things are love.
That's when it happened. Gas strikes in 2 different ways. Uncontrollable toots or sharp shooting pains that feel a lot like dying. I thought I was dying. Not to make a scene, I told Rob I suddenly wasn't feeling well and probably needed to head home. On the way home in his Cobra, he tried to hold my hand and ask me a lot of questions, but I wasn't having any of it. The pain was so bad, it felt like I was being stabbed with a bunch of tiny forks. Then I realized, my God, help me. I have a horrendous fart on deck. I'm in trouble.
Yep.
Big trouble.
No.
The more I held it in, the more pain would shoot through my stomach and down my legs. I was even having to raise myself off the seat, gripping onto my door and the dashboard. Seriously, you need to hurry. I'm in a lot of pain, I managed to say through gritted teeth. Wow, is it that bad?
Have you ever had like gas
yes.
that hurts
Yes.
that bad?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Oh, it's awful.
Yeah. It says, wow, it's that bad. What's wrong? Do I need to take you to a hospital?
Just take me home.
Do you tell a man you just started dating that the reason you're writhing in pain is because you have to fart? Well, you can either tell him or, like me, let the fart speak for itself.
You know, okay, here's what I would do. You tell him that you need some fresh air and you roll all the windows down.
I need all the fresh air.
I need all
right
the
now.
windows down before you do it in hopes that it will like counterbalance. Okay, just suck that fart right out the window. Okay?
People hear me. There's nothing I could do. As impressive as I am with sphincter control, this was out of my hands. Slowly, it eked out. The more I tried to stop it, the more it forced its way through the door.
Oh.
However, to my pleasant surprise, there was no sound.
Oh,
I
no.
sat-
No, that's the worst.
That's the worst.
I sat silently, sweat accumulating above my upper lip.
Oh, shit.
Okay, maybe I got away with it.
Nope.
Maybe I'm home
You did
free.
not. No, ma'am.
Then it hit me. Not an idea. A cloud. A horrific fart cloud. Not in a, am I smelling something sort of way? More like, is someone dead and rotting in your trunk? And am I in
I
hell?
feel like we
sort of
must have
way?
driven past a skunk or something. Roadkiller.
Is it just me? Is there like a like
Yeah, does
plant
it
nearby? Like
smell
a-
strange in here?
Suddenly I panicked. Roll down the windows, I screamed. Yes, I literally screamed it like I was in a horror movie. What? Why? Rob asked, starting to freak
then he's
out
like,
because I was freaking out. I can't roll down the windows. Unlock it. Unlock it. What's going on? Rob yells back to me. Why are you... Then it hit him. I could see it in his eyes. Was it surprise? Horror? Water started to accumulate at the base of his eyelids. Oh my God, I can taste it. He screamed.
No. Roll down the windows right now. Why aren't the windows down?
Roll down the windows. As I screamed, the toots started to flood out uncontrollably.
No.
I scratched and clawed at the window like I was being kidnapped.
Oh my God.
Rob, unable to see either by fart cloud or panic, kept turning on the windshield wipers instead of unlocking the window.
How? Those things cannot be next to each other.
I just see them panicking.
Honestly, at that point, you might as well just pull over and open the doors.
It was chaos. We were acting like we were under siege by gunfire. Finally, he was able to hit the right control and he rolled down our windows. We both gulped in fresh air. Oh. I was horrified yet happy to be alive, then remembered I just farted on the man of my dreams and sort of wished I was dead. We sat silently for the rest of the way home. Although the shooting pains had subsided, I now desperately needed to use the bathroom in an urgent, explosive kind of way. Oh, God. He pulled up to my apartment, and before he could come to a stop, I had already jumped out. Okay, thanks for dinner. Sorry about the fart. Love the shoes. And ran into my apartment like I was running from the cops.
Oh, my God.
I burst through my door and ran straight for the bathroom, where I was finally able to unleash and make noises that no one should ever
I really hope he didn't follow her inside.
Another person.
I feel like he did.
I feel like he did.
I feel like he's inside.
He wanted to make sure she was okay, so he came inside.
Then I heard it. Rob's voice right outside my bathroom door.
No.
Anna, you left your shoes in my car and your front door was open. Where do you want me to put them?
Oh my God.
On my grave. Me.
Get away from the door, I screamed like Reagan from The Exorcist. Okay, I'm sorry. Are you okay? Toot toot splatter ungodly noise.
Oh,
I'm fine, Rob. Just leave the shoes there. I'll call you later, okay? Have you ever had that where it sounds like a fucking machine gun? You're like, I'm just spray painting in here. I'm fine. Rob, just leave the shoes there. I'll call you later, okay? Get away from the door. This man, I mean, I love him, but take a freaking hint. Finally, I heard the front door shut and the Cobra engine zoom away. I thought that was the last I'd hear from him. I didn't think it was possible to ever see a man again after he screams he can taste your fart after only knowing you for 48 hours. But to my surprise, I did. A couple of days later, actually. Now we're married, and he's lying on the couch while I type this. It was your rack that saved you. He just lovingly reminded me.
Oh,
well,
no.
Thank you, boobs. You saved us.
Oh,
I would have. My boobs aren't saving anything, so that would have been dunsies.
Tasty. Like, oh my God. You're sitting in a closed car, literally like.
Absolutely fucking not. Oh my God.
I can literally imagine this steamy cloud coming up like a cartoon.
And then they're just
the
like
windows are fogged up. It's like that scene in Titanic when the handprint goes on the door. Like,
but way less sexy.
Okay. So this is an email that we got, and the subject line is holiday date story.
Yes.
Perfect.
Hey, ladies. Insert gushing about how amazing your podcast is here.
Yay!
I like it. Okay.
Seriously, though, I never miss an episode. So I wanted to share my own holiday dating story in hopes it's not too late for you to share it. Some backstory. I live in a small town that's actually just an island that's 12 miles long off the East Coast. Every year, we do what is called a grand illumination. Basically, they take a giant Christmas tree, a couple 100 feet or something, I don't know how far,
Jesus,
into the bayside of the island and cover it with lights and ornaments. Ornaments are actually fish food, so it's not adding to pollution.
Aww. I like this.
Literally everyone in the entire town shows up for this event. It's a big party where everyone brings food and cocoa and spend the night on the beach waiting for dark to light the tree. It's very Whoville meets Hallmark. I'm in.
Oh my God.
I'm
Keegan.
so in. I'm buying a ticket to attend the grand illumination as we speak.
Immediately, if not sooner.
Immediately. So I was 19 and waitressing at a coffee house when this guy started talking to me. He sat around for a few hours and we flirted a lot. He bought me a coffee, which I thought was weird since I worked there, but I appreciated the gesture. In the time that we talked, he mentioned that he was from the mainland and that he was lactose intolerant, so he needed dairy-free milk for his coffee. He asked me if I had a date to the grand illumination, and I said no, so we agreed to go together. Since he was from the mainland, I had to pick him up at the ferry. Yes, the only way on and off the island is a boat. He took over 30 minutes to get off the boat and to my car, even though it was 10 steps away, but I assumed he'd gotten seasick, so I gave him the benefit of the doubt, even though I hate waiting. Same. I fucking hate waiting. I hate waiting in lines for anything.
But here's the big question. Would you rather wait on someone or be late? Personally late. You be late.
Ooh, that is a great question.
I would
'cause
rather
hate
wait
I would
them
rather
both.
wait.
Yeah.
I'd rather wait
Yeah.
on somebody than be late.
Same.
I hate being late.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He finally got to my car and was so sweet and nice. We went right to the party, drinking the cocoa and lining up to get some food. After we ate, he isn't looking well, so I
God, is this
asked
not
if he's
dairy-free cocoa?
okay. He told me he must have gotten food poisoning or something because his stomach was in knots. Then he asked if I thought his food has any dairy in it. I said, no, I think you're fine with that food, but you did down like 5 hot cocos in the past hour, and that's pretty much all dairy.
Oh, he's done.
He looks
He's done.
confused and says, no, cocoa is just chocolate powder and water. This isn't Swiss Miss cocoa. It's homemade with milk and probably a bit of heavy cream.
Oh,
I
you're
asked-
done. You're done, son.
No.
I asked if he wanted me to take him to my house to
Yes.
use the bathroom, and he says, there's no time.
Oh, no.
honey, I feel this.
All of that put,
I
for
he-
some reason, like, that put that Jack Bauer thing in my
There's
head.
no time.
This could be me writing the story.
Oh my God.
I feel this so hard. Oh, I know this pain.
Oh,
He starts walking toward the porta potties.
Oh, no. He's gonna be there for a while.
I saw him
You might as well
pull.
leave.
I saw him pull on each handle, and he realized they were both taken. He then starts walking down the beach.
Oh, no.
Because there is no other option, or you're going to shit your pants, dude. I feel this story. Oh no!
He comes back a long time later, and he definitely smells now. I politely ask if he was okay again. He says, I think I'm good now, but I have to go. I told him I can't leave right now, that I'd been drinking so I can't drive back to the ferry. He starts freaking out about how he needs to leave right now and I need to take him back. When we hear a weird commotion from a girl freaking out after listening to what people are yelling about, we find out there is, all caps, human diarrhea in the sand. I immediately understand what's going on. I said, you shit in the sand? He went off on me about how dogs do it. What's the difference?
They have an owner that cleans it up afterwards. Sir, can you clean up after your dog?
What difference does it make? And how the bathrooms were full. So what other option was there? And then, quote, I got most of it on my pants anyway. I need to get back home.
Oh, honey.
Well, now we're not getting into my car for an entirely different set of reasons.
Oh man!
He didn't use the sand close to the water or the dunes where nobody would go. Nope.
no.
He popped a squat in the middle of the beach, not far from where the party was. I mean, that is someone who desperately needs to shit. Like, he couldn't make it.
You don't choose to shit in the sand.
Nope.
It
It's like that
chooses
scene
you.
in-
It chooses you.
It's like that scene in Bridesmaid where she's trying to make it across the street and she's like, no, it's happening.
It's happening right now.
It happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the street. It's
Yeah.
just like, you can't stop it. I was trying to figure out a way I could get him to the ferry without getting his shit all over my car and
Oh,
without
God.
letting anyone know I brought the guy who shit the beach and his pants. Shit the beach. He gets a worried look and starts running to the porta potty. And shit is running down his pants, leaving a trail behind him in the sand.
No, honey, sweetheart, baby.
I know. But I mean, if you are lactose intolerant, like, you should ask.
I would ask.
About the cocoa. Like, how is it made? Like, this is clearly a Hallmark movie. They are not using Swiss Miss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, no. He went into the porta potty and I didn't see him again for the rest of the night. He did not come out. I texted him a few times to ask if he was
died.
okay.
He folded.
And he didn't respond. After the party, I asked if he still needed a ride. He didn't respond. The next morning, he texted back saying, thank you for being nice to me. I made it home. I don't think we should see each other again.
We cannot recover.
He
this.
was like, nope, that would be me. I'd be like, I'm going to end this, actually. And that was it. We didn't see each other or talk to each other again.
He never went back to that island.
ever. He pops up on my Facebook friend suggestions every now and then, and I, after recalling the story, think I'll send him a friend request.
Oh, amazing.
Thanks for having an awesome podcast. Happy holidays, ladies.
That is amazing.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
Jeez. Wow, woo wee wow.
This
wow.
is just gonna become a farting and shitting podcast. I feel it.
No, my worst.
Because
shit.
what did we have here? We had vomit, farting, and shitting in 3
My worst
stories.
bodily functions.
Oh, with body crumbs, side chaser.
Oh my God.
All right.
I was in a bathroom one time, and it was a big bathroom. And it was just me and one other person in that bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, there's like a bunch of empty stalls. And it's just me and one other person. And I'm like peeing. And while I'm peeing, you're just hearing like,
Oh no. Oh no.
and you're like, oh God, it's the most uncomfortable.
Right.
You could, because you're like, you're stuck there and it's just you and that person. And it feels very intimate, like private.
Yes. Yes. Why is it that the person with explosive diarrhea always wants to come in that public bathroom and choose the stall next to yours when there are other ones, and it's like
so many.
I feel
then it
so
could be you.
violated. Oh, they're trying to pass
They're
the buck.
sharing. They're
No,
sharing the shit blame.
I've never forced pee out so fast. I was like, I have to get out of here right now.
I need people to not think this is me.
What about when you go after somebody in a single one and they have like destroyed it, and then I'm always so worried. I'm like, that I open the door. I'm like, that wasn't me. That was the person before me.
The person who went in the porta potty after this guy is just like, it wasn't me. I swear to God.
We were at Digital Hollywood and I walked into a bathroom, right? Literally a woman walked out and I walked in and then I walked back out again, but not to like embarrass her, but there was like fucking like shit all over the toilet seat.
Oh,
and I was
fuck
like,
no.
not literal shit, like piss probably.
Okay.
But I walked back out and then she watched me walk back out. And so then I pretended that I was putting my lipstick on and I was like, I had to wait for her to leave so that I could go into another stall.
100
Right.
would do the same.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I was
100 would do the same thing. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Woo. All right. With all that being said,
I'm
Cassie,
so glad we could laugh now.
Yes.
What's up, everybody? Okay, do you guys know that even if we all ate the same and exercised the same, that we would all still look completely different? I'm Lacey Green. I'm a super trainer with Body. That's BODI.com. I'm telling you, this is something that you need in your life. The app isn't just about having a perfect body, because what is that anyway? It's about what we call health esteem. Feeling good about yourself right now, just as you are, as you work on the person you are becoming. Using Body's tools to find your version of happy and healthy. Body isn't just some software. It's people. It's trainers, nutrition, and mindset experts, and a community of other people just like you and me. And they even have my program for beginners only, which you have to try even if you've never worked out a day in your life. I'll get you off the couch and started on day 1, finding the joy and dropping the judgment. And don't take my word for it. You can try it for free right now for 14 days at body.com. That's body with an I.com. Let's get up, get moving, and feel good. Whoop, whoop.
Because
oh no.
I don't think I can prepare you for this story, but I am. This is the part of the podcast in which we give a trigger and content warning, which is that we will be talking about mental health. We will be talking about body mutilation. We will be talking about possible abuse. We will be talking
scared.
about abuse. It's got layers.
Everything.
Okay.
This story has everything.
Thank you.
I'm going to tell the story of Omaima Nelson. Omaima Nelson.
Do not know
I
this
don't
one.
think I know
I
it
think
either.
you guys
I don't
know
know.
this story. And the fact that you don't is shocking because it definitely has some parallels with a story I've told in the past.
Okay.
And it is fucking wild.
Okay.
Oh shit. Let's do it.
Omaima is born in 1968 in like southern Egypt on the border of the Sudanese.
I do know this story.
Okay.
Okay.
I was like, it's fucking wild.
Oh, yeah.
So if you hadn't heard it, I'm like,
It sounded familiar to me.
Crazy,
Oh yeah.
The crazy thing is that it was very hard to find. Like there was a couple podcasts who'd done it. And I had already watched the Snapped episode. I watched the Snapped episode. I had to pay for it. Worth it. Because I was like, I really found this and I was like, I need to know all the information.
I think there was like a Killer Women episode or something about
there
it.
was Deadly Women
Yeah,
on
yeah.
IG, but it is from what I saw of it, and I didn't watch that whole Deadly Women episode just because I was like, okay, this feels very.
They do like lots of
Exploitative?
reenactments and shit
I do
on that
not
show.
like Deadly Women.
Yeah.
It felt very exploitative in my.
And that's what I've
And
watched.
then-
So I'm sure you've got lots of information that wasn't like presented in that.
It's a really wild story.
Yes.
So I watched the Snapped, and I got a lot of information on Murderpedia, as well as a Ranker article that I found.
Fucking love Ranker.
I
Hell
know.
yeah.
So, Omaima Nelson, again, she's born in 1968 in the southern border of Egypt, which at the border of Sudan. According to the Snapped episode, they were talking about her father was extremely abusive man and had a very, very bad temper and well-known bad temper. His mother, or her mother, divorced her father when she was a teenager, and they moved to Cairo. And they moved, but they didn't have very much money, so they ended up moving into this like slum area of Cairo near the City of Dead, which is the necropolis in Cairo, which is where, you know,
I want to go so
I have
Thank
wanted
you.
to go
Me
to
too.
Egypt. Oh my
Same.
life.
So
yes,
bad.
yes.
So bad.
Okay, so group girls trip.
Done.
Got it.
God.
Done.
Egypt.
Yes.
Here we come. On my bucket list. So by the time she's 18, she's been living kind of in somewhat of a squalor. Like it's not great. She meets this guy who's in Egypt for a business trip. He's an oil man, and he's in Egypt for work from Texas. This man and her consummate the relationship, and her parents are like, you guys need to get married. And as she's just like, you know, because she feels now that she's no longer a virgin, she feels like that there's unlikely a way that she's going to find a good Muslim man to marry. So she's like, okay, I'll marry this. I'm 18. I'll marry this oil man from Texas. And they move to the U.S.
How old is he?
They don't say, because they don't
okay.
give his name either. This
Oh,
is just
okay.
the first. This is how she ends up
Gets
in the
to the
States.
US. Okay.
Yeah. So she marries this oil man. They move back to the States. Their relationship dissolves fairly quickly, but she's like stranger in a strange land, right? She has moved to a brand new country, doesn't speak the language very well, and has kind of been dumped in Texas of all places, you know.
Jesus.
So she's on her own and doesn't really have any skill set. She was 18 years old. She's a beautiful woman. So she starts to go to bars and meets guys and starts to kind of
Do what she
kinda-
needs to do to take care of herself.
exactly
Yeah.
kind of just jump from whoever will take her to whoever will take her. I mean,
Yeah,
she's,
I can't be mad at that. It's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, you've got to, I mean,
gotta
you're in a
survive.
foreign
Absolutely.
country. Yeah.
and so she's just like, hey, you're dating me, you're nice, you'll let me live with you for a while, to the next person that she meets in the bar. And we'll kind of continue this jumping around relationship. She ends
It's so
up
sad though.
It is sad, but I mean, she's
Yeah.
like, got to do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
Right.
Survival of the fittest, and
Yeah.
I have to survive.
Yeah.
So she ends up dating multiple guys and ends up moving to Orange County, where she kind of goes through the same thing, but starts to kind of be like, I need to make my own money. So she gets a little bit of money from modeling and a little bit of money from nannying, and then, you know, kind of continues these relationships. And again, just kind of the hustle bus. She is like doing anything she can do to get herself.
Gotta respect the hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So exactly. In October of 1991, while hanging out at a local bar, she meets Bill Nelson. Bill was known as a larger-than-life character. He's really well known in these parts. He's originally from Texas. He's 56 years old and already has 5 children and 17 grandchildren.
Oh, honey.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He lived his life. Yes.
So did his kids, apparently.
Yeah.
A lot of grandkids.
They produce.
They're off and running. Yes.
They
They're a
reproduce.
fertile people.
Yeah. Again, he's from Texas. He has a bit of a sordid history. He, again, really known as being like kind of a, you know, guy's guy. Everybody, you know, he's just fun loving.
I picture him as like, I picture him in my head as like the oil guy from The Simpsons, like a really big hat.
Totally.
And just like finger guns all day. You know what I mean?
Totally.
That's what I'm picturing in my head.
Well, he had gotten into some trouble in his past. So some of his past experience as well, he had been a drug runner. He was actually, I believe, working with like the CIA.
Oh, Bill.
But on Do you guys remember the movie that came out with Tom Cruise where he was working?
American Made?
Yes.
I didn't watch it, but I remember
he's
it.
working
yeah.
like both sides.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's basically what
Him.
this story. I
Yeah.
mean, like I don't think it is him, but this is what he was doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
100%. So
Yeah.
that he got caught for doing that and spent, a few years in federal prison. So he's now living in Orange County. This is where he meets Omaima. Omaima and he were attracted to each other immediately.
Well, she was okay. So he was 56, and then this was 91, and she was born in 68. So she was 23,
Early
at the
20s,
time.
yeah.
So
She's-
half his age.
Exactly. 23 years old.
But it's Orange County, so that's like every other couple.
So true.
This seems right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Omaima was attracted to older men in general. She felt like this was, stability. She looks at this as, somebody that she can trust and could be attracted to because let's
you
be
don't
honest.
have time for young guys when you're trying to like hustle to survive. Like you
Exactly.
just don't.
And
like,
let's be honest, she's got daddy issues.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
she
true.
had a horrible childhood.
Right.
Later we will talk about, because it's somewhat pertinent to the case, but she also had genital female mutilation. So she had.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, I'm totally lost at the name of that. What?
it's female circumcision.
Thank you. Female
yeah,
circumcision is the word.
Oh, they cut.
Yeah.
What?
Her clit. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So, and
What
there's
is
different
wrong with
levels. There's
people?
different levels of genital circumcision, and hers was at like a level 3 or something, which means not only do they cut, but basically like the whole point was that she could not like
she
there
can
was-
have pleasure.
yeah,
Like
like
sex.
sexual
My
pleasure was not
God.
something that was. So imagine this woman who is not just on the hustle bus, but also doing something that's completely unpleasurable for her. You know?
I hate that.
There's so many layers to this fucking story, but that is just one of the multiple layers. She meets this guy, Bill Nelson. They quickly fall smitten with each other. And within 4 weeks of meeting, they take a road trip because he wants to introduce her to his family. So they're going
wow.
yeah. They're like, we're going to Texas. We're heading to Arkansas.
I
We're gonna
foresee
visit
his
family.
children being like, she's
Right.
23. Like,
Well, and on the way, they're not only going to introduce his new girlfriend, they stop in Arizona and get married. So this is now your new stepmommy.
yeah, what if your dad came up and was just like, BT dubs. Here's this woman you've never met. She's 23,
Yeah.
which we just talked about.
You are
we were
older than,
yeah.
and we're married. Are you going to be like Mazel? No.
Yeah, I would be concerned.
Yeah.
So, again, the family was concerned. And she, though, very quickly kind of endeared her.
Won him over?
Kind of won him over. There was an incident. Apparently, they had gone horseback riding. She fell off the horse and kind of walked it off. So and his daughter, I guess, kind of found that endearing and was like,
It's got that Texas toughness
yeah, you're
about
a tough
her.
girl.
Yeah.
I like this tough girl. And so they went back home and everything seemed fine. She had somewhat won the family over. Everything seemed great. When they returned home to the Orange County, Orange County, Thanksgiving Day, he'd spoken to some of his family members talking about how happy he was and how grateful he was this year to have found Omaima. And that was really the last time anybody heard from them. A few days later, Omaima shows up. This is December 1st on her ex-boyfriend, Jose Esquivel's house.
This is the part I remember.
Knocky McKnock. Jose wakes up and he's sleeping. And he's like, he looks out the window and he sees this red convertible and he doesn't see the person knocking. So he's like, I don't know this person. I'm going back to sleep. 3 hours later, he gets up. He comes out the door. Woman comes directly at the door and is like, hey. And it's his ex-girlfriend, Omaima. And he's like, what are you doing here? They haven't spoken for I don't know how long. She's like, I need your help with something. My husband attacked me and he tried to sexually assault me, and he is an abusive man and he's been abusive since day one. And this has been an issue and I had to kill him. My only choice was to kill him. He tried to tie me up to the bedpost And so I had to kill him. Can you please help me to get rid of his remains? And he's like,
imagine your ex, like your ex showing up at your door and being like,
well, first
"Hi."
of all, like anyone showing up at my door
Knock,
like freaks
knock.
me out.
Yeah, first of all, call
these
first.
days.
First of all, call first. But this
Yeah.
was the 90s, so people just did that.
Yeah.
But like your ex showing up at your door and being like, "Hey, so if you wouldn't mind, if you're free today, just if you happen to have the time, would you come and help me dispose of my husband's remains?"
so he's like, you know what? I can do that.
Yeah, sure.
It's no problem.
Silent screaming.
He's like, let me go grab my truck real quick and I'll be right back.
Just meet you out front.
So he leaves and goes to a payphone and calls the fucking police.
Yeah.
Amen.
He's like 911.
Yes. Would do the same.
Yeah.
And so the police come and they get there and Omaima's in the driveway in her car and they pull up and she's like, oh, it was a joke. Like, it's actually a mistake. Like, my husband's actually in Florida right now. And yeah, like, this is no big deal. So,
Who fucking shows up out of the blue to be like, haha, isn't this funny? Like,
JK.
whoa.
Don't need anybody's help.
Worst
This
joke ever.
Yeah. This was actually nothing, and don't worry about it. Just gonna head out now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So they look in her car though,
They're like,
and they
that's
see
not how it works.
they look in her car though, and they see that there's a black trash bag in there, and they're like, curious.
Trash bags.
Yeah.
Taking people down.
So they pull out the trash bag and they open trash bag, and inside are his organs.
What? Why? Why did she take them with her?
Loving fuck.
She's
like,
like,
I have to go, so let me just pack this liver and this heart and
yeah,
this
lung.
kidney.
You know how it is. You got to make sure you got your keys, you've got your wallet, and you've got a bag full of organs.
Entrails.
Yeah,
Perfect.
fine. Don't worry about it.
So
fuck.
they look at this, and one of the cops is like, these are lungs and there's black marks on it. That means this person smokes. That means this is not animal remains. These are fucking definitely human fucking remains. So they arrest her and they decide, we got to fucking figure out what's going on. So they decide to go. They're like, they take her to the precinct. She's like, this is where she starts telling a tale in the investigation room. And they're like, she's like, he's so abusive. He tied me up. I didn't have a choice. I had to.
You cut his organs
but
out.
at the same time, she's not admitting that she killed him. But she's like, he's abusive and he beats me. And at this time, he's still
They've
in
been
Florida.
together for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's sexually assaults her. And so this is okay.
Wait, so I'm sorry. I think I missed that part. They've only been together for 4 weeks?
Yeah.
They got married after like 3 weeks. They got married and
4
met the
weeks.
kids after
okay,
like.
so this is 5 weeks, probably 5 or 6 weeks.
Ha!
Yeah. So she's telling the cops he's abusive, he's this and that. Meanwhile, they have a team of investigators heading to her apartment that she shares with her husband, Bill. They go into the apartment. Bill is his job has him working on multiple like computers. So they go into the apartment and it's a shambles. Like there's boxes everywhere, computer pieces and parts and shit all over the place. It looks like a fucking hoarder house. Like it's crazy. Like they showed pictures, maybe mild hoarders,
Yeah.
but hoarders light, but it's a fucking shit show. It's a mess inside. And there's boxes everywhere. Well, and amongst the boxes, there's like duffel bags and things like that. They start opening these bags and find trash bags in which they find more body parts.
Very Catherine Knight-esque. Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
A House of
very.
Horrors.
Very Catherine Knight-esque, minus his skin being hung up on the wall.
Oh
Which,
my
by the way,
God.
sorry,
But-
quick sidebar, but I was like looking at our Instagram and I was reminded of when you did that episode. Someone commented on our Instagram and they were like, I was eating a pepperoni stick when you guys talked about the meat curtain. The fuck? I did not see it. Yeah, they commented that. I laughed so fucking hard.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow. Do not.
I was
Whatever
just
you're
reminded
doing,
of that.
Put down your meat stick
Yeah.
right now.
Please put down your
because
pepperoni stick.
They opened bags and found body parts. Then they go into the kitchen. And in the kitchen, in frying pan, is cut off severed hands, where it looks as though they were trying to burn off the fingerprints of this hand. Then
resourceful.
Then they also found in the freezer, amongst the turkey meat and the hot dogs, other body parts, cooked body parts, as well as his burnt head, his head that had been put into a deep fat fryer.
What in the ever loving fuck?
Which, like, okay, fryers are already difficult to use. So you took the time that is necessary to, like, get that fryer going to put his head in it.
Yep.
And if I recall, she's not a big woman.
No.
So she cut up his body.
She's a small, delicate woman. So here's the other thing.
All
So
I can
she's been telling people that, so the cops, they're not getting anything out of her. She's not confessing. She's not doing anything. So they're like, let's take a different tactic with this. Let's take her to the hospital, because if she has been assaulted, we need to get a fucking rape kit on her. We need to get an assault kit. We need to find out. So she does have scratches and bruises, things like that. But
she's been cutting up a body for 3 days.
There
Like,
you go.
that you could give yourself bruises
you could
doing
easily
that.
do. That's exactly what they said. But they also said that with the rape kit, assault kit, there was absolutely no signs of assault. However, I still, maybe, I'm not saying that she wasn't.
Right.
Because here's the other side of the story. This is 3 days after the fact.
Right.
So who knows, in
She could have
1991,
showered. She could have.
all those things could have de-escalated the results of whatever happened to her.
I'm sorry. First,
but
there was a head in the. All I can think of right now is
wrapped
that
up in, like, fucking foil.
That OM Kalen or whatever. Do you know he does those videos for Ellen now where he's like he talks shit about all I can see is Kalen
Being like there's a fucking head in your well, what is this? What is this? There's a head in the freezer. Well, what if that was your all I can think about when something like this is like, what if that was your dad?
Yeah. If I can't even like imagine what his kids or his grandkids had to go through. Like,
horrifying.
That is terrifying.
Well, they bring her back, and she's like, this is when she's like, I have to admit, I did kill him, but it was self-defense. And it's because he's so abusive, and it's because of all of this. And he tied me up, and I had no choice but to kill him.
I feel like if you were tied up, those marks would be there.
But turns out those marks were on somebody. On the legs that they found inside the bag, there were marks around the ankles of
she tied him up.
Ooh.
Oh.
So there's ligature marks around his ankles. So what she says and what they deduce finally is that she took the lamp and bashed him over the head with it, then beat him with an iron that was nearby, then attacked him with a fucking pair of scissors and stabbed him multiple times. The coroner report said that the body was cut up so meticulously, like the body pieces were cut up so meticulously that they wondered if this had been her first time, because it was so like kind of perfectly cut. And
why the fuck she go to her ex-boyfriend's house then? Like, clearly you have it under control.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, why would you go ask for help?
Right. Well, the other thing that happens once they've compiled all the body pieces and all the parts, and the coroner measures and weighs everything, they realize that weight's not adding up to the weight that he should be. He's like a 200-pound man, and there's about 100 to 80 pounds of missing body
Meat?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So during her interrogation, she tells the cop, she's like, I'm not well. I was triggered. Demons made me do this. She's like, I need to speak to someone. So they're like, okay. So they get her a psychologist, a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist, during this meeting, she tells the psychiatrist that she got dressed after the fact and decided that she was she put on a red hat and red lipstick and a pair of red shoes or a red dress or whatever. And she took his ribs and made them. And she said, quote, they are so sweet.
Oh.
Just how she likes them.
Oh my God.
So this is what she tells the psychiatrist. He actually testified to that in court. The other thing, so they're also like, okay, what happened to the rest of his body? They speak to the neighbors. The neighbors are like, oh yeah, this motherfucker on Thanksgiving all day was running the fucking garbage disposal from like fucking morning till goddamn night until I heard it break.
She tried to put him down the garbage disposal.
I don't understand the motivation. Like, why? I mean, because she wanted to eat him. Like, I don't understand.
It makes me think of, like, honestly, like that she is the perfect
Murderess
person to be on Snapped, because it really does seem like something
That's so Snapped.
finally just flipped a switch in her, and she just, because it's so bananas.
It's very
so
weird.
weird. It makes me think that, like,
because she just got home from meeting his family and everything seemed fine.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
that's so bizarre.
It's so bizarre
It
that
feels
she's
very Snapped. So you do wonder, like, well, maybe he was an abusive asshole, and maybe she did tie him up because she was like, I've fucking had it.
Yeah.
The problem with this is that somebody else comes forward, an ex-boyfriend of hers, not Jose.
Oh shit!
A guy
Omaima.
named Robert Hansen, who was another older man, fit very much this profile. And in 1990, she was living with this Robert Hansen. He reported that she had also tied him up. He's thinking, oh, this is going to be a
Kinky,
fun, sexy,
sexual.
this is a fun sex.
You gotta.
thing.
This is why you're with a young lady.
That's right. He's like, hell yeah, I'm into this shit. Well, she does tie him up and produces a fucking gun and is like, give me fucking money now. And he's like, he's able to escape, and he takes control of the situation, gets the gun from her, and tells her to get the fuck out of his house.
yeah.
Well, he never reports it because he's like embarrassed. He's an older man. He's a little older, and this young woman ties him up. I mean, it's very embarrassing. So, but he never actually reports the crime. But when this happens, because the police are, of course, are like going back and like seeing if there's a pattern. Because again, is there a pattern? This is during the Jeffrey Dahmer time. So they're like, do we have another fucking serial killer person? I mean, the way this body was cut up looks very like
Similar to like what he did. Yeah.
It was so well done. You know, there's this, psychiatrist that she's told she's fucking eating body parts. So we're missing stuff. There's so much going on here that they're just like, investigating everything they can.
Oh my God.
So when this next report comes up, they also dig a little bit more into her background. They also found that she had some incidents where she had been caught for theft. One, in fact, she was at like a shopping center, had stolen some stuff. Two security guards had tried to stop her, both female. The one security guard, she bit the security guard's breast so badly that she almost bit the entire breast off.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Dude.
Shh, calm down.
I know.
You're okay.
We're all holding our boobs. It's
other
leave the
security
boobies
guard.
alone.
The other security guard, she attacked her genitals in such a way that she was able to get away from them. Can imagine, okay, we don't have penises, so it's not like you can just hit us lightly.
No, so she hit hard.
You got to get in there.
Have you ever hit your vagina bone so hard that it's like it
but
hurts?
it doesn't
No, it hurts,
yeah.
but you can like it's not the same as getting
Incapacitate
your
you.
balls hit. Yeah.
So
it's like,
imagine getting hurt in that area so badly that you're incapacitated, that you lose this woman.
What
she runs
kind
off.
of pussy punch is that?
did you
That's
crack
beyond.
the bone? Like
I am shooketh.
Shooketh is the word. This
whole story has me very, very shook.
So this
yeah.
is all leading up to a point where that's like, you have a history of violence, obviously. So this isn't just like a one-time affair. But, other psychiatrists are saying like, she's absolutely mentally unstable. And this stems from her past, from all those past experiences, from everything she's dealt with.
Well, yeah. I mean, I see that. She was like abused whenever she was a child. Also,
Mutilated.
I don't know how you get out of having genital mutilation done to you without like some severe trauma. Like,
Severe.
And then whatever because I'm absolutely sure. Look, we all take so many precautions when we go out and we're around, like we're cautious when we're around men. I can't imagine needing to rely on that to survive.
Right.
She definitely experienced shit during that period of her life when she came to the United States. So yeah, I mean, she's probably got a lot of trauma, but holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the brutality. She is, look, and
But it's such, it makes me wonder, you went from like 0 to 100. You know what I mean? Because the other incidents that you describe do make sense to me in a way that it was like survival, like putting the gun to the guy's head and like, I need money kind of thing. It's just like, that makes sense. Beating up or biting or hurting the security guards to get away with it's survival.
But still there's a strangeness.
Yeah.
Like fucking dismemberment and then eating of somebody is literally, now I'm like, I cannot
connect those two.
Like,
Well,
what
so
the
even
ever
somebody
loving fuck?
you almost fucking bit her fucking
Tit off. Yeah, to me, like
I'm sorry.
yes, it makes sense because it's a fight or fight kind of like moment,
Right.
and it's like an animal being cornered.
Sure.
But
A bite
but
makes
your
sense.
instinct to go for like, because she went for genitals, like your instinct to go for like sexual organs is weird.
That
Oh,
is.
that is
like,
weird. I
and
didn't
to
think about
with
that.
your mouth is weird. Like, like that is strange. Like I could see fighting, like wanting to fight to get out of that situation,
Sure.
but like the way she's fighting
is
odd.
Is weird.
Yeah, and there's a sexual nature
There's a
to
layer.
all of this, like all of the attacks that she's participated in. That's weird.
It's like peeling a fucking onion back over here.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she's. I mean, I
a
hate to use
lot.
that word, but like she's fat. It's
it's a
fascinating.
case study for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and like yeah, she is fascinating because I don't think I've ever heard of something else like that. Like when you
No.
did Catherine Knight, it was different. Like
It is
this
different.
is like
You feel the psychotic nature of Catherine Knight in the years of building to this moment.
right.
Whereas
yeah,
I think with this, yes, but the builts are these big spasms of outbursts.
right,
You know what I
and
mean?
they're relatively small. What we know of
Right.
like what's happened in her past, like I'm sure there had to have been other instances,
Right.
but like of what we know, they're relatively small. Like you were saying, Christina, in
Yeah.
comparison to what she actually ended
To
up
put
doing.
a fucking human head in a deep fryer.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
like how do you get to that point? Like
Well, one of the things that Jose had actually said is that not only had she was like, if you can't help me, like get rid of this body, that's fine. Could you at least just help me get rid of the teeth? Like she's like trying to specifically make this person unrecognizable. To me,
Well, and it's also just
let me
such a
get to the-
bizarre. It's such a bizarre leap because, like, look, not trying to give anybody any like ideas, but it's just like a rational person. I think if you're going to kill somebody in a situation like this and then claim self-defense, kill him, then call the police, then claim self-defense.
Yes.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like it's all the other stuff that's really strange.
I just don't understand why she went to dude face because
Yeah.
honestly, like
She
it
had it
sounds
on
like
lock.
she had it pretty well taken care of.
Yeah.
So like, what the fuck?
other than the neighbors hearing her run a fucking garbage disposal all day, but I mean, it's Thanksgiving. I mean, I
my
guess. First of all, if that was me, if I heard my fucking neighbor running the goddamn garbage disposal all fucking day, that
Yeah.
noise alone
It was
makes me
so-
want to call 911.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is weird, like because when you run the garbage disposal, it's for what, like a couple of seconds at a time.
Yeah, because
Right.
it's annoying to you.
Yeah. I mean, and like that's all that's needed typically. Like, what
Right.
the fuck is in your garbage disposal that you need to
Is
run
the
it?
whole turkey going down?
Yes, precisely. Are you trying to do bones?
Can you imagine someone fucking ate your dad?
No, I can't. I cannot.
Him.
Supposedly, she does in court deny that statement. So, but
I'm just gagging.
so on December 2nd, 1992, this is almost a full year after the incident, Omaima goes on trial. Her defense argues that she was mutilated, of course, the genital circumcision at 7 years old and at a lifetime of violence. They argued that she had created an escape fantasy world, believed that these ancient Egyptians were living through her. So not only was she compelled to do this, she was compelled by demons to do this. These ancestors of her Egyptian past
We have
were
talked
speaking
demons.
Yeah.
through her These ancient Egyptians were directing her to kill him, but not only kill him, but to dismember him, because in ancient Egyptian mythology, if you are not buried wholly, you will not come back wholly. And so for her, in her past next life, or in her afterlife,
he couldn't
exactly
reach her.
He couldn't
Well,
reach her.
and
Exactly.
I did that was my first thought when they said that the organs were in a separate bag, because when, you know, the process of like mummification,
sure.
you would take all the organs out.
Sure.
So like I thought maybe it could be like something to do with that, but the rest of it seems so like
The deep
off the
fryer,
wall.
deep fat fryer. That
well, and the cooking and the
all of it.
all of it. Just
Yeah.
he's in separate bags, like. Ugh.
She on the stand, she claimed that their relationship was fraught with abuse. She said that she said with a violent sexual encounter that she took the bedside lamp and, like I said, beat him over the head with it. There was an iron nearby. She beat him with that and then stabbed him to death with scissors. After a week of deliberation, on January 12th, 1993, the jury comes back with a verdict of guilty of murder, but the guilty verdict is of second-degree murder. They spoke to one of the jurors on the Snapped episode, and he was like, he was like, I just felt like we, as the jury, felt that she had lived through enough in her life that they didn't feel that it was premeditated, and that because of her past traumas, that this was like, that yes, they believe that she did it, but did they believe that in some way that she
planned to do it?
Right.
Or
Right.
If it was
I mean,
spur of the moment.
I think I might agree with that, as far as like they don't really have any proof that it was premeditated. So second degree murder is fine. But I do hesitate to say, of course, there's a certain amount of empathy you can feel for someone who has experienced that kind of abuse and trauma in their lives. But I hesitate to say like they've experienced enough, so we don't want to like add on to it, because like
because
what she did was horrible.
Yeah,
It was
exactly. Is beyond.
Beyond.
And his family has to deal with that trauma.
Right.
now.
Yeah. Now she's inflicted trauma upon like a whole new group of people.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I don't disagree with
No
a second.
excuses, I'm sorry. I
No,
just don't
yeah,
feel like that.
I-
We've talked about this before. Just because you've had a traumatic past does
Right,
not give you a
yeah.
license to
Inflict
freely
trauma.
inflict trauma on other people.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Fuck you
agree
more
with
for doing that.
I agree
Yeah.
with second degree, because like
Sure.
I don't see how they could prove that it was premeditated.
Right.
You have to prove that in court, and I don't see that they could have proved that. But
Beyond a reasonable doubt, of course.
Yeah, but like the other half of that, I'm just like, I think we need to leave that part out of it. Like that you're like, oh, she's suffered enough.
Right.
It's
Well,
like,
that's what the juror said.
No,
And
no,
he
no,
was
not you. That's what
prompted.
I'm saying
Right.
is
No.
like-
And I was explaining that's not what the court wasn't pushing that. The
That
jurors
narrative.
were taking that narrative.
Yeah,
on their
but
own.
that to me is such a strange
It
path
is.
to take when you hear about all the gruesome shit that's happened.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
like, weird.
Well, the other side of this is too. So she got guilty of murder, second degree. She also was found guilty of assault with a deadly weapon against Robert Hansen. So they combined this trial. So they also were convicting her of this, and I think probably because his statements, I'm sure,
helped get her
to give.
convicted. Mhm.
I'm sure of it.
Right.
So she was convicted of 25 years to life. She's still in prison currently. Psychiatrists still contest that she was treatable in a psychiatric unit and that she should be treated psychiatrically and not in a prison. I don't know if I agree with that. She has been up for parole hearings in 2006 as well as in 2011. She was denied both times, and she's up for parole again in 2056.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, the idea of like, God, I feel like that is such a complicated question of like, clearly she's got like some kind of mental illness. And if you have people testifying that like this is a treatable mental illness, like of course you don't want to put sick people in prison.
Of course.
Like that's like not what prison is for. But what's the alternative? It's like she's obvious, she can't be out there.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
No,
like
she
she
can't.
cannot be like just like roaming around
because
free.
The other side of this coin is that she doesn't really, I don't think that she really truly feels guilty. She's like, I think she thinks that she'd never do this again. However, in prison, she does end up finding a new husband, and she does marry this man, and he does end up coming to visit her for days long conjugal visits, and he ends up leaving her like $20,000 when he passes away.
If she's just snapped, like if that's like what we're going on is that like she snapped from years of abuse, then like she absolutely like she might not think that she'll do it again, but I doubt she would have thought that she would have done it in the first place then. Do you know what I mean? Like, because like you can't obviously
the other side of this, the assault. Yes, you have one person that you mutilated, killed, murdered, but you also had this assault victim who could have been the same situation. If he hadn't gotten free, would he have been another victim of her?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think in any way, shape, or form
she should be out.
free.
No,
Never.
I agree.
Ever.
I agree. Wow.
This is the most
Fucking
wild.
Wild.
I know it's a
wild.
Thanksgiving story on Christmas, but
No,
yikes.
dude.
Your gift to us.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Oh my God. Wow.
Big yikes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that Crazy in Love story is a good transition into what we're watching this week, because I know Christina and I have both been watching The Confession Killer.
Fucking.
I
Spoiler alert. I'm just going to say, I don't even know how, even for a second, anyone could hear. And I mean, that one lady cop was like, yeah, I didn't fucking believe him. Like right from the start.
So I mean,
I'm
more
like,
women in law enforcement.
I
She
know,
was like,
she
I
was-
smell a fucking rat. Absolutely not.
Yeah, she was like, I went back to my superiors and was like, nah. Because you listen to him talk and you're like, yeah, no, you didn't.
No, because I don't think they actually bought it. I think they fed him all that information.
Oh, yeah,
they fed it to him because
They wanted closed
they
cases.
wanted their names on this huge, enormous thing. They were getting as much publicity as he was getting for being like the Rangers who solved all these cases. And
It
like
got so fucking out of hand. It's
What's-
like 600 cases.
yeah, he's like, I killed 385 people. It's like, bitch,
People were like,
when?
you were in prison at that time.
When did you have the time?
You weren't even in this location.
I think
You
what's
wouldn't
most
have.
infuriating about Confession Killer is like, and yeah, again, like just fast forward through all of this if you don't want to be, you don't want it to be ruined.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
But like the most infuriating thing for me is watching the law enforcement now who are being interviewed, the Rangers who stand by it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's so fucking clear. And who like
infuriates
the
me when
parents
people cannot admit their fucking mistakes.
and
it
and
is the worst.
parents of like their daughter was fucking murdered. They went and met with Henry Lee Lucas. He was like, yeah, I did it. They were like, that sounds fishy. I don't think so. They ran their own investigation and like presented them with facts that were like, he didn't do this. And to this day, there are Texas Rangers that are like, oh no, like I don't want to talk about those parents. Like they're wrong and like we're right. And like it's so
Fucking
fucking
infuriating.
upsetting.
I know this story V well because I'm as much as I enjoy true crime, like investigating and all that stuff, I am much more into serial killers, I think. And so I know this case fairly well. So it is infuriating across the board, but I am actually really looking forward to watching it.
Yeah,
because
you
I
should
wanna-
watch
so
it.
good.
It's well
so
done.
good.
It is well done.
So good.
Yeah.
So even though I know a lot about it, I'm like, I definitely want the full deep dive because it's fucking wild. It's wild. It's crazy.
What else have you guys been watching?
I also watched The Devil Next Door.
Oh, fuck. We talked about that last night. I want to watch that one too, but I have a feeling like that one's going to upset me too.
It's pretty fucking upsetting.
Yeah.
It's really well done, but it's a hard watch. I'm ready to soothe myself again with some more Midwife because we're coming out into PMS week.
Also need you to get
And
on
so-
midwife stat because you need to catch up with me.
Cassie
know.
was texting me last night.
Yeah.
I know. Okay.
Ugh.
And
Yeah,
it's I'm at a point which is very sad.
God damn it.
Yeah, sad stuff is coming for you,
God damn
Christina.
it. Sad stuff already came.
I felt for me this one was sadder for me.
Sadder?
For me, but you're the one character.
She reminds me so much of my mom. I couldn't.
that's exactly.
I was like,
It may be different for you, Christina, but I
Yeah.
mean, they're both sad. I told you that there were more sad things coming.
To me, this one hit. This one hit.
So I started watching Succession.
Yeah.
It's very good,
Yeah.
but there is a level because you're dealing with super, super rich people, and which is kind of
Burn
like
it down.
already,
Ooh,
you know,
I gotta
dealing with
check
the
my
1%.
fucking Mega Millions ticket.
Oh shit.
Speaking of super, super rich
I
people.
never play. I don't know why it came into my head yesterday.
I think it's funny that you're like, fuck it, but also if I win the Mega Millions.
Oh my God. If I win, I win.
Yes.
We win.
When
I don't know why it turned into
Yeah, you're
we.
like, no.
Suddenly your win became my win as well.
Our win. It's a collective win.
Exactly.
Collective win. We are
If you-
getting that fucking.
If you think I won't buy a fucking block of this town.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, just buy one like
Apartment complex.
We'll
I'll live there.
All fucking move in.
Oh my God.
It's the fucking community.
Melrose Place.
God
I like it.
bless America. Ooh, watch out.
Wowie, wow, wow, wow.
But Succession, like, it's a very good show. I'm gonna keep watching it, but there is something about like the way they portray like super rich people problems, and these people very clearly have never like it's well written in the way that like you can tell that like these are people who have never had to deal with like real problems and have no idea how real people talk to each other.
Yeah.
So there's like a cringe factor of like social awkwardness
Yeah.
that I have such a low tolerance for.
Oh, I
So the
can't,
way that
yeah.
they're interacting with people in this show is making me like want to squirm out of my skin.
Makes
It
me
is so
angry.
like, ugh.
And
I
that
just
I'm
don't
like,
think I'll be watching that. I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
honestly, like $5,000 would change my life,
Yeah.
which is silly.
I went on an
Some-
audition
some
where
people,
that's
like,
what it pays, and I'm like, please, God.
Yeah,
Make it that.
exactly. Yeah, I'm just like, I can't even fathom like.
The kind of wealth where you could just piss away $1 million.
Oh yeah,
Like,
where
can
it
you
would
fucking
not
imagine?
even sweat it.
I gotta
No,
be
I
honest.
can't.
I was completely zoning out about building like a condo, and I'm like, how would we do it? I'm like, I think what I would do is like build it like a condo, and everybody would have their own like unit that would be like fully like an apartment, but then you would have like a common place.
Yeah,
Dude,
we'd
I
need
am
a
in
common.
this.
We need like a pool with a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Need like a party room where we
Yep.
can do like karaoke
Pool.
and stuff like that. Grill.
Mm-hmm.
tables.
Yes to all of this, but also eat the rich. So,
But I also want to like have like a community like in that area. Maybe we also have like a community like kitchen. You all have your own kitchens, but we also have a community kitchen. So like when we want to have family dinners,
Dude,
I'm here for this.
When I win the lottery, we're not only doing that, we're also starting a nonprofit.
Of fucking course.
must do.
Yeah.
Must
And
do.
I want to, yes, I want to build
we'll
this
do
nursing
our
home.
We'll do the nursing home,
With
the kindergarten,
adoption.
and the pet adoption.
Oh my God.
all in one.
All
in one
Oh my
situation.
God.
It's at the bottom of our building, isn't it? Oh my God, I love it.
Yes.
So with all of that, kind of like, with all of that,
If you want
talk,
to sponsor us with millions,
yes, please join our Patreon
Yes,
immediately
please.
so that we can become millionaires. We can become Succession level piss away money rich.
but we'll do good with it.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever want to be that rich. I want to be rich, but not that rich where you're just completely out of touch with life.
They said happiness, the happiness level and wealth level, like your 200,000 is the peak of where money can make
per
you happy.
year, right?
Yes.
And
And then everything else is like
It
doesn't
doesn't make
matter.
you.
It
In
doesn't
fact,
make
it
you happier.
depreciates.
Yeah.
Like, money can buy happiness up to that
To a
point,
point.
and then
Yeah.
at that after
I'm
that
not
is
to that point yet.
No, I am not either. I would happily make. You know what? I think I would be good with like. Well, I'm good now. Look, I'm very blessed and happy with my life.
Yes.
But
Same.
like, if
I have a job
if I
again,
had
so-
to pick like a wealth cap for myself, not cap, but like something that I think I would be like, this is great, and I'm fine with this. It would be like, honestly, if I made like 100,000 a year, and I'd be like, this is way more than I need. I can go on vacations anytime I want. This
Yeah.
is fine.
My-
I don't need to make $1 billion.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fine. But so with Succession, which makes me deeply uncomfortable, and then The Confession Killer, which makes me want to throw shit. I have been dosing myself with dopamine by watching the In the Heights trailer like 16 times. I've watched it a bunch of times. That musical was so important to me. It's Lin-Manuel Miranda, the same person who did Hamilton. It was so important to me in high school that I have a tattoo. It was so important to me. It represents just like this very like youthful time in my life that like I love so much. And I also think it's so deeply important that this like movie is being made right now. And it's got like such wonderful representation that I cannot wait to go see it. I'm so excited about it. So yeah, if you're a musical theater nerd like me and you didn't know that trailer had dropped, which you probably do, because my like theater community back home, it was shared like 1 billion times.
Yeah.
Go watch it. It will fill you with like just like happiness and nostalgia and like So yeah.
What was the trailer that you and I?
Oh my God. On our My Worst Date group.
I saw that too with Carrie Mulligan.
Yes.
God,
Dude,
what is
it
that
looks
called?
so
A Promising
good.
Young Woman or something like that.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
it's like a promising career,
Dude.
a promising
Something.
woman, or
It looks
Great.
That
Whoa.
trailer looks fire. I was.
So we're going together,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
To go see it.
fucking A, I'm going.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess the premise
Jesus.
is that she, Carrie Mulligan, she was a former law student. She now pretends to be super, super fucking drunk at bars. So drunk she can't stand up until a man takes her home, who was Adam Brody in the trailer, one of the men. The other one was McLovin.
McLovin. I know
And-
that poor McLovin. I was like, oh, poor
It's
guy.
all you'll ever be.
Nice guy TM.
And yeah, Adam Brody too, nice guy TM. And they take her home, and she's not actually wasted, and we don't know what she does to them, but it's not
But
good.
we know it ain't good.
We know it ain't good.
We know you getting your dust of zets.
That's right.
I love it. I
Me
love
too.
it. I'm here for it.
Fucking cannot wait.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm let's see. I'm just kind of on a true crime binge. I'm kind of on cloud 9.
Oh.
Yeah. What do you got, a boyfriend? Or
You're so
something?
cute, honestly. It's gross, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so let's see. I officially talked about it on the podcast, so that means it's probably going to be over by the time it ends.
Stop it. Oh
don't
my God,
say
don't
that.
have that.
No.
No,
Have
no,
you even
I
told
don't
him
think
yet?
so.
That's the question. Or is this going to be his reveal?
Yeah, no. Yeah, we talked
You
about it last
did?
night.
Oh,
good.
Last
Okay.
night after.
I do like him.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, I'm really
okay.
excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have stories that we need to share, if you have stuff that we need to watch, if you want to buy a T-shirt,
If you want to join our Patreon so that we can afford to have a compound.
exactly,
You can come visit us in our compound.
exactly.
You can come pet the kitties. At the-
So many kitties.
So many kittens. Go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com. We really appreciate you guys continuing to, chat us up on Facebook and brightens our day. So thank you guys so much for listening.
Cheers.
This is a Glass Box Media Podcast.